Hey everybody, my name is Brendan. I'm with Quackpack, and let's talk air rifles today. Got here with me the Quackenbush number 9. So this is an air rifle chambered in the 177 caliber. It does not shoot shot or round ball. It only shoots darts and slugs. Number 9, Model 9, was basically the same thing as the Model number 2, except the Model number 2 was chambered in a 210 caliber. So this is essentially a Model number 2 chambered in 177 caliber. It is a steel shroud as far as the barrel goes, and then the shroud is, and there's a brass tube barrel on the inside. This is a little bit lighter than the Model 2 as well. It's because they got rid of things such as the cast iron butt plate, and they got rid of a lot of the heavier parts that they use. So they went with sheet metal for a lot of this. So this front post here, that is a sheet metal front post. The rear sight, you can adjust elevation and windage. With the dovetail design, I mean, I wouldn't be adjusting, your windage left and right, but with this little set screw, you could be adjusting your elevation. Per the Quackenbush book that I have, started production in 1919. They didn't start selling them until 1920, where they sold just over 300 of them in that first year. They are all serialized. This particular model was one of 17 that was sold in the year 1927. They did production of these. They sold them from 1920 all the way up until 1941. It's kind of a cheaper alternative, coming after World War I. As they had to go cheaper with materials and all this other stuff, and you had a little bit of a recession there that they needed cheaper stuff. So this is Quackenbush's solution to that. Like I said, it came chambered in the 177, which was a more popular caliber, and there were plenty of other vendors selling darts and slugs, Quackenbush himself included, but Daisy Wood as well, and other big companies at the time. This was offered in a nickel or blue steeled finish. They stopped the blue steeled finish mid to late 1920s, where he only kept it as the nickel. This design's pretty easy, just like all of his other rifles. His air rifles, you push the barrel in, the lug would catch on the sear, and then you'd pull your barrel forward and then shoot from there. It was noted that you could not shoot, well, you could, but you shouldn't shoot with the barrel not fully extended forward. That could result in catastrophic damage to the air gun here. So, you could push the barrel in, or again, in the instructions, what it showed was pushing it in on the floor. So you'd push it in on the floor or a sturdy surface where it would lock to the rear. It would open up your breech here, where it would take your dart or your slug. You'd have to pull it all the way forward from there and lock that, make sure that it was forward. Like I said, you couldn't leave it back or, leave it half seated. It would have to be fully extended there to make sure that you weren't going to cause this air gun any damage. Really neat piece of history. Over the course of the 21 years that it was sold, they only sold, I believe, I'd say just over 800, 850. I mean, that number's obviously approximated. There's been other numbers serialized that have been before the number that they say is produced, but they think that's just him reusing the Model 2 receivers. So, neat little piece of history, I think. And thanks for stopping by, guys. What? You want to thank our sponsor today, Raid Shadow Legends? You just got a level 42 Warlock in Raid Shadow Legends fucking kill me.